Welcome. All right. It's been a while since I've gone live, but it's 2025 and want to say hi and I'm going to chat a bit. Feel free to stay and learn about my heart disease risk history, labs I've been taking, what I'm doing, and my plan moving forward. All right. This isn't going to be scripted. I'm just going to chat a little bit about this. Yes, I'm in the world of fascia. Fascia is my passion and my love. And I want to be around a long time to continue to learn and to teach all about that. Now, I am a participant in Function Health. It is a program set up by Dr. Mark Hyman amongst some other amazing people in the country. And it's a way for you to have functional labs taken because you want them, not because you have a symptom and now you have to go to this doctor and then you're sent to this doctor and they order labs and they order labs and then you're sent to this doctor. It's all in one place. It's kind of like your own Facebook for your health and your blood work. Now, to get a whole panel that looks at everything, your liver, your heart, your kidney, metabolic, thyroid health, hormone health, deficiencies, nutrients, oh my God, vitamins, minerals, blah, blah, blah. You get 110 biomarkers taken in the initial stages of it. And then you get your results, which is all in one place, not in 4 different health systems with 7 different doctors, and you don't know where the heck anything is. It is your page, and it's all in one place. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Function Health, just so to set the stage of what I'm going to share with you right now. So, all right, that's how it works. You take 110 tests, and then you get your results. And it's super easy to understand. This one is green because it's in the normal range. This one is red, and because it's high or low, you can tap on it, and then it will populate all the information that you need to know about that particular test as it relates to other tests that you have. And everything is then kind of set up in a way that you have this big picture of your health. And then what happens is you get top 5 foods to eat, and then a list of other foods that are good for your body. Top 5 foods to avoid, which most people would probably have processed seed oils in there, and then top 5 supplements to take. And then a clinician comes in and actually comments on your test results, which to me is unbelievable because not only did I get all of these tests done, these incredible platform to work on, the action plan plus a clinician is insane. And then it gets better. You can implement all of the things that you're learning about your health. And then 6 months later, they retest 60 of them. So essentially, you're getting 170-ish biomarkers for your whole body all in one place and all for $500. To me, that is a miracle. Honestly, I have thyroid disease. I have inherited risk for heart disease. I'm in perimenopause, general health. Oh my gosh, right? How many doctors do I see? And then each time I go to a doctor's appointment, there's copays or it's a lot of money because it's a new year and a new deductible. And then that doctor is going to order all of these tests. And then I'm not thinking about all the other ones that might be what am I trying to say? That might affect my results, right? So if I'm seeing a cardiologist, they might test 5 things. And then I have to know in my mind, well, can you test this, 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 and this, right? Instead, all of it's already tested all in one place. Again, like I just think it's incredible. So I did this a year and a half ago. I signed up. It was in beta testing. I have known going into it inherited risk for heart disease. My mother's mother died of a massive heart attack at age 47. And it's always been on my mind. And since my cholesterol tests began, I don't even remember when they start testing your cholesterol, but mine was probably a little bit earlier because I was diagnosed with Graves' disease in my early 30s. My cholesterol levels have always been high. And every doctor I'd ever seen had said to me, well, you're young, you're healthy, you're in shape, so don't worry about it. And my argument has always been, well, shouldn't I be the person that you're the most worried about because of those factors? And no one ever paid any attention to it. And it just ate at me. And I have a master's in holistic nutrition, and I thought I was doing a good job. And I didn't feel good. And I had too many things going on because of hormone health, again, thyroid issues, and then high cholesterol. I didn't even know that they all played a role together and could affect each other. And I was seeing 3 different doctors for all of those things. Okay, so I know this is long-winded, but maybe someone out there needs to hear this. I took it upon myself in 2017. I had a 1-year-old at the time, and they tested for my yearly checkup my cholesterol, and again, super high. And when I say high, let me give you a reference. Like total cholesterol 250s, LDL 140s. HDL's always been pretty good, which is great, but um, those were kind of the things I'm looking at. And yes, I know high cholesterol is a huge place of discussion right now, and cholesterol is maybe not a bad thing, but I did a further test down the road to find out that I did test positive for inherited risk, which is a high lipoprotein little a, which I'll come back to. So I was just tired of this, and I never had normal levels. And so I'm like, what am I going to do? And I listened to a podcast. Um, I can't remember which one it was right now, but Dr. Kim Williams was the guest in it. Oh, Rich Roll podcast. And Dr. Kim Williams is a cardiologist, and he was the head of one of the big institutions for a period of time as a vegan. And I listened to this, and I was compelled and interested. And as a part-time nutritionist working with lifestyle and food, I said, I've never done this. Let me just test it out and see. I had another test for my yearly checkup at the end of December, like December 20th of 2017. And from December 1st to December 20th, I committed to going plant-based and gluten-free. So I did both of those and just give it a shot and see what would happen. And I never told my primary doctor about it because the tests were done with a different doctor. So I did it, and I learned a lot. I took note of how I was feeling. I can tell you more about that, but that's for another story. My husband did it with me too, and he lost some weight and felt great. And it was still the holidays, so I was eating some vegan dark chocolate. I was having a glass of wine here and there at parties. So it wasn't like everything has to be perfect, but mostly plant-based. When I got my test results back, my doctor walked in and she said, "Who put you on a statin?" And I said, "No one." She goes, "Well, I don't understand. I've never seen your test look like this." And she's like, "What did you do?" And I said, "Well, I went plant-based for 20 days." And she goes, "That's it? 20 days?" I said, "Yep, literally 20 days. That's it." And she literally didn't believe me. She eventually did, but she's like, I just can't believe this. So my total went from, like I said, somewhere in like the 250s to 184. My LDL went from, let's say, 140, and I don't have the exact numbers right now, to about 78. And everything else was looking fantastic. And she just thought it was incredible. Moving ahead, when I lived somewhere outside of that realm, let's say like 80-20 plant-based, my levels went right back up. So I've been on this journey for a long time. Like I said, my lipoprotein little a is not in good shape. So 20% of my risk for heart disease is not in my control, but 80% is. And I don't want to get into different diets and what best to do. I don't have the background in that to advise for anything. I'm just sharing my own information of what happened and where I've gone with this. So jump ahead a couple years. And I have little kids, I have high stress, I wasn't feeling great, my thyroid kind of fluctuates a little bit. And I heard about this Function Health Labs and immediately knew I was going to do it in a heartbeat because I had spent twice as much money, more than that, on my doctors that I was seeing for all of these different issues, plus all the labs they were buying. So to me, it was like a no-brainer. So I signed up. My cardiac panel was terrible. I want to swear, but I'm not going to, but it was terrible. 9 or 10 out of 15 biomarkers were extremely out of range. My total cholesterol was 284. My LDL was 177. Plus I had a marker for rheumatoid arthritis. My inflammatory markers were high. I was totally inflamed and I was scared. But had I not done that, I would never have known it. I wouldn't have gone to a rheumatologist, but I was having some joint discomfort. And so that scared me. But at the same time, I'm looking at all of this, and because it was comprehensive, I could see that I was inflamed. And then my action plan came in. And the top 5 foods to avoid were processed seed oils. Number 1 was sunflower seed oil. And then the foods to eat, which I already was doing. So the only thing I did in the 4.5, 5 months before I retested to get those 60 labs retested was look at the products I was eating in my home on a regular basis. And that included non-dairy milk. I don't do well with dairy, so I would just try all these different non-dairy milks, knowing that a lot of them were heavily processed and not great, but I had challenging children and a lot of other things on my mind. So I took the easy way out for that one. But every single product I had in my house when it was non-dairy milk had processed seed oils. And majority of the product was processed seed oils. Number 2, hummus. I eat hummus every day. We eat a ton of hummus in our house, a lot of veggies and crackers. And I would cycle through different brands too, just to see what I liked. And almost all of them also had processed seed oils. I found one product that didn't, which I'll share. Tortilla chips. We eat a lot of guacamole in our house and salsa and all the same thing. I was concerned about non-GMO and organic, but all of them I was eating. Second ingredient, sunflower seed oil. There's one more, but I can't remember that right now. Tortilla chips, non-dairy milk, hummus. Okay, so let's just do those. All right, so I found one brand of hummus, Babas, here in Minnesota. It's in our Costco, so huge win for me. Sure, I can make it, but that's one thing I'm going to take off my list. I'm going to buy that one. Tortilla chips, Siete brand. I know they're just purchased, I think, by Pepsi, but so far so good. Most of their products don't have those seed oils. So I have Siete. It's only tortilla chip I bring in my house. If I'm out at a restaurant, sure, I will eat the tortilla chips there. And then the non-dairy milk. I learned to make cashew milk and oat milk at home. Do I love it as much as the store-bought stuff? No. But if I'm going to have it in my tea or whatever I'm using it for, great, good to go. And my total cholesterol went from 284 to 204. My LDL went from 177 to like 116, I think, somewhere about that. And that was the only thing I changed. My stress levels did not change. I still didn't feel amazing, but I eliminated just those 4 products, which were my everyday products in my home. All right, so moving on. Do I do it again? Year number 2, how much did I implement? I didn't get as active as I like to, but my work keeps me active. I'm working on people, with people, doing videos and classes. I did year 2, and I was like, I don't know, I really need to do this again. And I did. It was a totally great decision because I could see again where my cholesterol levels, because for me, that's one of my bigger concerns. I just turned 46 a couple days ago, 1 year away from the age that my grandmother died. And I have that risk. So now what am I going to do with this function lab? I have my tests. They're not as good as they were. I am going to use this to my advantage. And the reason I'm telling you this part is because you can choose to take your own labs. You can add on tests and just because you want to. So I am testing myself out because I have the opportunity through this platform. So my recent labs came back a couple weeks ago, and I decided to go plant-based again like I did the first time in 2017. And I just want to get some control over them. And that worked for me once, so I'm doing it again. My husband's doing it with me because his cardiac panel wasn't amazing either, and there's some metabolic stuff going on there. So we started 2 days ago, and immediately I feel better in so many ways. And that's a great bonus to it, right? But then I don't have a lab appointment coming up with a doctor anytime. I'm not going to go see a doctor. But in early February, I am going to go to my Function Lab platform, and I am going to order my cardiac lab panels, whatever ones I decide of the 15 they're offered there. And I'm going to retest myself and see for myself if what I'm doing over this month changed it. I just took calling, being on the phone for however long to set up a doctor's appointment, taking time off work to go to the doctors, ask them to draw my labs. I'm just going to do it myself, and then I'll get the results back. You can add on precancer testing, which I'll probably do every other year. And you can do Lyme's testing, which I'm in the woods a lot, foraging for stuff, and I just add that on as well. it just puts it in your hands. And am I trying to sell you on it? No, but yes, kind of, right? Like I just think this is one of the best ways we can take control of our health. So anyway, that's why I'm doing plant-based for 1 month, is to just get back on track with my health, see what happens, test myself out. And then following that, I will start to pepper in certain products that I want to see how I do with those. So I'm going to test out dairy and see if I can handle like full fat Greek yogurt or um, whatever. And then I'll test out gluten as well. Gluten's often associated with people with thyroid disease, which I have. So then I'll know where my body thrives and where it doesn't. So just putting that out there. I'm going to pop in some lives here and there in YouTube along the way and just share some stuff. And I'm not going to be super formal about it. It's not going to be a perfect edited video. It's just me chatting because I have time for. So that's why I'm live. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to share more information. I did put a link to Function Health. In full disclaimer, they didn't ask me to do this. I'm just obsessed with it. I think it's amazing. But they just did offer me a link that if you sign up, I do get some cash. So there's that. But you don't have to. I'm just sharing it and also documenting my journey over the next couple of weeks with this. So kind of for me, kind of for you, and just whoever needs this. So that's it. Fascia stuff coming your way. Since we're here, let's just do a little neck one for fun. Why not, right? Let's take some fingers, 3 fingers above your clavicle. Bring your head forward and down, and you're going to press lightly in and down, just a gentle holding space for the skin, and create some gentle movement in the opposite direction. Feeling any lines of a tugging sensation, tension. Learn and explore about your body. You can bring the fingers back a little bit towards the traps. Give that a little nudge back. Micro intuitive movements. Quiet in your mind and listening to what your body's telling you, what it's asking you, what it needs. And also come back to center and move the arm around, creating gentle movement. So you're putting a little bit of pressure in and then creating a directional push to create different lines of tension and explore. Okay, let's move to the other side above the clavicle. You can cover the other hand for a little extra foundation. Micro movements. Let's move it back a little bit, working towards the traps. See, I'm giving a little nudge back. Always bring the head forward and down so that you can shorten the tissue first. And let it relax. All right, maybe I'll pepper in some of these little fascia things when I'm doing the lives. All right, thanks a lot. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye-bye. Never know how to end this. Oh my gosh, seriously, how do I end it? How do I end it, you guys? Let's see. Oh my gosh, seriously. No idea. Okay, I figured it out. Hopefully I can edit that out.